What's up, guys? Welcome to Bold Voices. Thanks for joining our live stream. I'm Angela Belcamino. Happy Christmas week. I've got a little fa la 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 sweater on. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I know it's Christmas week. I know there's a lot going on. I hope it's off to a good start. Very excited to have with me tonight talking all things Amfest. We thought it would be a great opportunity. They're fresh off of Amfest 2025, and I didn't attend and I've never been, so I'm super curious to talk about it. So please join us in the conversation, share the stream, chat with us, interact with us in the chat. I will read through the comments. I'll pull them up on the screen. If you have questions, comments, feedback from some folks who were there in attendance, some behind the scenes, we'll get highlights, lowlights, whatever you want to know, whatever you want to talk about. If you are on X or Rumble, please like and repost the stream. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. So excited to have with me Vicky Richter and Kevin Smith. What's up, guys?
What's up?
And Vicky's still there. We were just talking about her poor travel mishaps. Vicky's still, kind of there doing. She kind of got stranded and stuck there, but
that's how good it is. Yeah. She didn't want to leave.
Yeah, wonderful. It's lovely being stranded in Phoenix, Arizona. It's a very lovely city, especially when you like human trafficking. Then it's the place to go.
The place to be for human trafficking. Yep. Oh my God. I've never been to Phoenix. I've never been. So was that your first time there, Vicky?
No. So I've been now to the Amfest since 2021. And every time in Phoenix. And I've been in Phoenix also for some investigative journalism work for child sex trafficking, especially when the Super Bowl was in Phoenix. There's always a little peak of such wrongdoings and crimes happening. And that's why I made this little joke. It's the place to be if you want to see some human trafficking. But it's a very nice city beside the bad things. So I actually like it. It's the Wild Wild West, so it's wonderful. So even if you like guns and stuff, you should come.
You really know how to sell it. But no, I believe you know what you're talking
Arizona
about.
should tell me, should pay me my flight back to Florida for promoting it.
Yes, but I mean, you definitely know what's up. Like you, girl, I don't know if you sleep. You're always hustling. You're out there doing the boots on the ground. Like, I love it. It's super inspirational, and I always love. I mean, you're doing it, and I'm really excited for you, proud of you, in awe of you. So, So you've been going to Amfest since 2021. Kev, what about you?
I think my first was 2022. I want to say, but I've been every year since. It's kind of cheesy and whatnot, but I tell people that like once you go, you'll never not go because it kind of. I mean, like I said, this is a real cheese ball answer, but like. It kind of turns into like conservative summer camp. Like you see people that you're friends with online that you don't really, that live all over the country or, like Vicky who lives on the other side of the world. Well, depending on the week. But because I feel like she's in my neighborhood more than she is her own or a lot. But, you really do. Yeah. If you have like friends that are on Twitter and whatnot, as sad as that sentence is to say also, but, the more you go, it's like convention friends that you don't get to see all the time. So I tell people if you go once, you'll never miss it again.
That's true. Like I always enjoy it going there because I can see Kevin, and I'm not so many times in New York because New York is a little bit too blue state and city. So that's why I'm trying not to be there too often. But it's very beautiful city, New York City. But yeah. And
no, Scottsdale and Phoenix. If you wanted to build a city from scratch and build it correctly, you would build old Scottsdale. Like it's beautiful. It's new. There's no traffic. The airport. Well, I would say it works, but Vicky still
That
stuck?
was the airline. That was the airline. It was not the airport. So yeah, and what you said with the sleeping, yeah, I have right now very crazy sleeping times because I'm still suffering from a jet lag. So I'm kind of like in a coma from 6 till midnight, and then I'm wide awake when everyone actually wants to go to bed and say, "Hey, what are you gonna do?" So
Yeah, I kind of feel like you must have perpetual jet lag because I feel like you're always traveling and you're always somewhere else in a different country in a different time zone. So yeah, that must be difficult. Jet
yeah,
lag for life.
it's yeah, but it's good and it's important for the work. So like that's kind of like a first world problem. So I don't want to complain too much.
That's fair. I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I know I feel like I have FOMO for not going. I didn't. So I've really been contemplating, like, and I was like, would they let me in? Would I get kicked out? It's like, with like Moms for Liberty, there were some whisperings, I think, about like, do you know who's here? Angela Belcamino, the bold lib. It's like, no, it's okay. It's not that serious, but it does seem like a really great opportunity to connect with people, networking, like you said, a lot of people that you connect with on socials and stuff.
And to be honest with you, it's a good time. You want to, I mean, you're somewhere where it's already warm, but you can come up to me and go, "Hey, Kev, do you want to get out of New York in December?" And I go, "Okay, where am I going? I'll go anywhere you want to go." So it's definitely a fun time. Cool people for the most part, unless you've been on Twitter today, but we'll move along.
Yeah.
So
And I don't think you would be one of the more controversial persons this year because Tucker was there.
it was quite the here we go. It wasn't
Very
bland.
interesting. Yeah.
It wasn't bland. That somebody brought their hot sauce this week, and
Yeah.
it got a little fiery.
Yeah. And we had a big, I would say it's a chicken fight. Like seeing it from the outstand point as a journalist and a foreigner, it's kind of like interesting how easy we make it for the left side to make us look stupid and weak because we're just fighting each other right now. Like, don't we have bigger problems right now than Ben Shapiro against Tucker? Like, I don't know, but that's
No,
just me.
honestly, you're totally right. I spoke about it on my show today. It's one thing to argue with your friends, but to air it out the way everyone did, Tucker and Megan and Steve and Ben, and then you had poor Michael Knowles there, just like praying to be taken away. He was like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, but
Oh,
it was I think that a lot of the leaders of our movement have to really understand that even if you don't like a person individually, the bigger names are still looking for the same thing. And look, there are a lot of bad people out there who have a lot of bad views, and I think that we need to spend our time fighting those people, not the ones who, disagree on policy. Right now
yeah.
we're in a bit of a war, and there's 4 or 5 sides to this war, and some of the armies are a little bit bigger than the others. Some of them are a bit more influential, but for the mainstream MAGA movement, I think that we really need to pull our heads out of our asses and, as Steve Bannon says, focus on the signal, ignore the noise.
Yeah, and then the other thing is like we're all happy that Trump won, and we are in this kind of high. Oh, we did it, and we can relax, but we can't. Like there's always the midterms, which is coming up now, and then we have 2028, the presidential election again. And this is what I think is very interesting on the conservative side. We always think in 4 years. So, okay, we have 4 years, so we're good. No, and the left side, they think like 2 terms, then again another term. So they make it like long strategy-wise, and the conservatives kind of not. Or they in the time they are like relaxing too much and then having like those inner fights to say. So I think that's very interesting to see from the outside, but it's very sad to when you are actually a part of this movement.
like I feel like Democrats argue in the off year and then come together in the main year, where Republicans just kind of argue the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it's all right, 2025. Let's have our fights. Let's argue about policy. And then 26, 28, 30, everybody shut up
and just
get back to work. And get back to work.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, the Democrats, they don't even have their primaries. They just dictate who is going to be the person they want to have to be voted for. So maybe we need a little bit more authoritarian decisions about that, but you never know.
Yeah, since I wasn't there, I was curious, from what I read, like they were sort of talking about the public infighting and like the roasts so I was kind of curious, like having been there, was it sort of as bad, or like was that kind of the overall theme, or was there, some positivity and like stuff mixed in?
I think Erica did phenomenal. She was uniting. She was, gracious as ever. Benny Johnson tried his damnedest to bring us all together. Obviously, everyone saw the spats, like Ben and Tucker and Megan and Steve. And, obviously those are, like them or love them, hate them, whatever. Those are four of the biggest names in our movement. And I just think that we just have to come together on, and I usually hate when people say that stuff. Oh, we got to come together. It's like, but there is a bigger goal. I think JD Vance's speech was incredibly unifying all across the board. I think that was probably his 2028 campaign launch. If I'm being honest, that was the kind of speech that he gave. So it was 6 of one, half dozen of the other. As bad as you saw online was as good as it felt in the room. Everyone could kind of feel the tension in the room, but I think that most of the people there, 95%, were focused on the grander mission. Save for the trolls that made their way into save their way for the people who just came there to cause problems, and there were a lot of them. And there's really not a lot that TPUSA can do about it. I mean, they can't vet the 30,000 people. You can't vet every name. So it's a lot of it's about damage control when it happens. But I think they did a fairly good job.
Yeah, and I think it was still a different dynamic and atmosphere there, because it was like the first Amfest after we all lost Charlie. So it was kind of like in the beginning a weird feeling for me. Coming and being there, because you would expect seeing him walking through the halls every day. Like there was no day where you didn't see him, and now you saw him everywhere on like posters and pictures. But it was different, and I think Turning Point made a very, very good job in coping that and giving the feeling, yeah, we are continuing his work and his philosophy and his idea. So I think they did a very, very good job in that. And yeah, like it's not that I would come back.
It was like an aura. It was like
I
don't know. It was like going to your I don't even know how to say it. It was like going to your grandma's house, after they die. Like that's not even a good explanation.
Yeah, but kind of, it was like that feeling in the beginning. Like I had that too. Like it was like in a good way, but it was like very ceremonial and remembrance, like a remembrance event.
Yeah, like a good way of honoring him. And yeah, and it's obviously going to be felt by people, right? So I think
I think it would be weird if I think it would be weird if it wasn't weird.
Yeah.
It was like obviously everybody, you could all feel something in the room, but it was like nobody wanted to bring it up,
Yeah, that's nobody said something. And
that was it. It was like everybody knew something, but nobody wanted to say it. And but that's what that's what leaders in this movement have to do. They have to carry that torch, and they have to sit back and go, okay, there's a bigger mission. Because a lot of people talked about carrying on Charlie's legacy and standing up for what he believed in and doing what's right and all this. And it's going to be up to those leaders, the ones who went out there and, weren't too gracious to each other. It's going to be up to those people to reunite what he left behind, or I don't really know or what, but it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds like, some missed opportunities there in terms of, I think there's a lot of young people and people in general looking for good leadership. And it is an opportunity, right, to do that. And it is a shame that, some people didn't.
And look, and here's the thing is that there's obviously, I mean, look, Ben Shapiro and Steve Bannon have been open about the fact that they do not like each other. This has not been a secret. Like, they both have talked shit about each other for like a decade now. So it wasn't like this big reveal that suddenly they don't like each other. But
yeah, but making it on stage, that was kind of like a weird thing. Like, you can use your platform. Like, they have both a huge platform. We have Daily Wire and we have the War Room. So we don't really need taking that on the TVUSA stage. So that was kind of like, it was funny to watch. And it was like, okay, they have opinions, but was it really necessary in kind of a way that I think that's kind of like, still not really good. But what I also found was very interesting was that a lot of people came back to Christ after what happened in September. And the whole Christianity topic was even more feelable. So that was like there. And I think that's a very, very important educational step, what America and the youth in America did to come back to Jesus Christ and to the values, especially when we see what America is facing right now with the Islamization. And this was a big topic on Turning Point. And I think this is what America should not forget, and that there's actually a real fine enemy to fight against. And it's not only the Democrats.
Interesting. Yeah. What were so I had heard that about JD Vance, that his message was really one of unity, unexpectedly or expectedly, I don't know, but what sort of things was he saying in terms of his message and what people should focus on? Or
it was really about like, that the fight isn't over. That there's a lot of people that think, and you see it online and you see it in the recent elections, they think that because Donald Trump won, we're done, and we've won and we're done and that's it. And I try to explain this to people on a regular basis that, like, it took bad people 40, 50 years to destroy this country, and if you think you're going to win it back in one election, that's just not going to happen. If the MAGA movement is a movement and isn't a man, then we all need to really gear up for the next election. Because, if we lose the House in 26, which historically is going to happen, almost every president has lost their first midterms, regardless of who it is. If we lose the House, there's going to be nothing but investigations and impeachments, and people and people I know are going to go to prison, because Democrats have shown they have no shame whatsoever. They have no line they will not cross. And I think that a lot of people are going to be very regretful right around 2027 when they're like, oh shit, did we go too far? Did we divide this thing too much? And I hope that I'm proven wrong, because I know I'm not going to stop. Vicky knows what we've done up here. Vicky was a part of the whole thing back in like 20 and 21. She was up here a lot, and we're not going to stop doing what we do here. And I hope that the rest of the activist base in the new right, whatever the hell you want to call this MAGA movement, I hope they don't stop either.
Yeah, and I hope they don't break, like divided in this America First MAGA thing, because in the end, the bottom line is you have to put America first because that's your country. And we all see when you just look a little bit over the pond to Europe and countries like Germany, France, the United Kingdom, if you don't put your country first, you lose it. And I think that's a lesson what America shouldn't learn on its own. I would hope because I'm living in America, so I didn't leave Europe to get the second Europe than in America. So I would really appreciate if America conservatives come back together.
You know, I tried to explain this to somebody once the other day about illegal immigrants in America, that as Americans, we don't have anywhere else to go. Mm-hmm. You know, if you come here from Guatemala, you can always go home. But if we import so many people that are, you know, I don't know, let's just use a random example, robbing the Medicaid system in Minnesota, and Minnesota goes bankrupt and it goes to shit, those people can leave.
Yeah, they go.
We can't. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go move to Canada, to Venezuela, to Canada. Like, this is my home. Like, it's like it's like people who are treating America like a hotel instead of treating it like the home that it should be. And I think that people need to understand that Americans don't have anywhere else to go. So if you're not going to come to our house and make it better, then you need to leave, because this is all we have.
But you also have to tip on your own nose a little bit. Don't import those people who don't want to actually live under your values, because this is one of the biggest problems. What I see right now is with all the deporting of the Afghani people. What you say, they helped us in Afghanistan a little bit, but they're bringing their cousins and their second wives and everything with them. And they bring this culture with them. They bring this Sharia law ideology with them. You don't get that out of them, because Islam is not just a religion. It's a civilizational ideology, and it's there to conquer. So, and when America is keeping a blind eye on it, you're going to be very fast like London. New York will end up like London this time. And then you already lost Dearborn, Michigan. So it's already there. You have the quality of the problem already there. Only the quantity is missing. And I hope you don't get the quantity, because America is a very huge country. And if you have the quantity of the United Kingdom in America, the world has a huge problem.
And I tried to explain this to somebody the other day. They were talking about like Europeans coming here during like the Ellis Island period that we all learned about. There was 2 million people that came in then. That was like 9 months of Joe Biden, 8 months of Joe Biden. It is not about immigrants in and of themselves. It is about the scale of it. I was talking to a British friend of mine, and I was like, let's dumb it down to the most basic thing. Okay, we have a sport in America. We call it soccer. Europeans do not like that.
No, it's football. Please.
Exactly.
Like,
so,
I really get stomach ache. You're not even playing for American football most of the time with your feet. So how can you call it football?
See, now that is the typical reaction of a European. So if I sent 5 million Americans to the UK, and all of a sudden, every single day, people in the UK or any of the other European countries heard like me go around, man, can't wait to go to that Liverpool soccer game today. Everyone would just go, that's not what it is. Soccer. Or like, let's dumb it down even more. Let's say we import 5 million Americans into Europe, and we all suddenly start to decide to drive on the right side of the road. Like, that's going to create a bit of a cultural problem in the UK. Like, a little bit. There's going to be car accidents everywhere. So, like, but that's a sport. You know, football is a sport. Now,
wonderful. It's a religion, please.
I love it. Look,
don't underestimate football. It's literally a religion.
I am the only American. I am the only American that's excited about the World Cup. So
I don't know about that. The only one?
I'm there's a couple, I think.
I bought me already my jersey. I'm so proud.
Yeah, but it's and like I said, that's a stupid like analogy, but now take that sport example and translate it to to a lot of things that happen in a lot of Islamic countries. There was an attempted honor killing in Seattle. I had to explain to my mother what that was because that's just not something she dealt with growing up. And there's a horrifying documentary from the early 2000s. I think it's called Honor Thy Father, about a guy that killed his two daughters because they were too Americanized in West Texas. And he was on the FBI's most wanted list for like 10 years. And it turns out he was living like down the street from his house for those 10 years. I couldn't find the guy. I think Saeed, I think his name was. But these are things that are not American. That these are things we don't have to deal with. And I say this all the time, when it comes down to Israel topics, you can't say that word, but I'm like, feel free to wear that outfit in the Middle East. I bet you'll only pick one country. And that's the way they want to live. That's the way they want to live, let them live that way. I'm not telling anybody how to live, but don't come over here and create enclaves that people feel unsafe in, like there is in the UK, like in Rotherham and Rochdale and Birmingham and most of London. Like, that's not the UK. And it's not racist or xenophobic or Islamophobic or add whatever bullshit phrase you want to say that I like where I live and I'd like it to stay that way.
Yeah, and so I came from London from filming my filming my documentary about the Islamization of the West, which will be published on Turning Point Frontlines in the end of the year in January. So, and it's very interesting to see because I went to New York on election night, and it's very, very shocking, and it's kind of like make you think that the city of we will never forget very fast forgot, and it's only 20 years or a little bit more than 20 years.
Yeah, like it's scary because once these things happen, they don't end. You don't go. You don't go. It's not like a policy like when they got rid of alcohol in America. Like 6 years later, they were like, "Oops, that was a terrible idea. Let's fix that."
Yeah, it's not like an executive order what you can just stop or say, "Oh, that's an auto pen executive order. We're not gonna follow that." But that's like an ideological shift in the most important city of America. Now a lot of people from nice cities in America will start screaming, "Oh, New York City is not that important." But to be honest, New York City is a very, very important city. It's like London. It's not the capital of America, but it's kind of the like the lifestyle capital. This is the capital of what you think is America. And when you see who's running the show from 1st of January, I'm very concerned. I'm really concerned because Sadiq Khan, that's the mayor from London, he literally had the same politic ideas like Mamdani had. And when you listen to Mamdani's like victory speech, I'm Muslim and I'm a social democrat. He didn't say that he's proud to be American.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's very concerning, having such a person owning the keys of the city. But I don't want to turn your show into Islamophobia, Islamification show, and we can go back to Amfest. But that was kind of like, I think, one of the topics which was very much discussed about. And I think that's very good that people in the conservative realm starting actually mentioning it and recognizing it. So that, I think that was a big plus.
I'm always interested in hearing you talk on this topic, Vicky, because I know it's like you're very passionate about it and instrumental in terms of talking about your experience and all the things you've seen. to raise awareness about it. So I love hearing you talk about it and learning from you and just, seeing the passion. And I think it is important. So, yeah, what were there other messages that kind of came out of some of the, speeches or speakers or that were like resonated with you guys from the events?
I like sorry.
No, you're good.
No, I like the quote. What a lot of people right now put on X from JD Vance, that white people don't have to be, they can be proud again. And a lot of people taking that now and try to phrase it as a far right Nazi white supremacist quote. But I think, why is that? We say, a lot of people, like the Black community, say we are proud to be Black, and I think everyone should be proud. But I can also be proud when I'm Hispanic, but I'm not allowed to be proud that I'm white. And I think that's a very, very difficult topic, because why are the white people the ones who are not allowed to be white? Why can't we proud to be that? I think that JD Vance put that on his speech on that day. I think that was very important, and I think he really shapes the mindset of a lot of people in America with that, because there was a lot of people under Biden who were actually very much silent about being white and everything. When you started going to the gym, or you are white supremacist, what a BS. But that was going more and more in the mindset. That's why I think it's very important that JD Vance literally put a stop on that and said, yeah, you can be proud to be white. We are, again, proud to be white.
And I think that, I think Rob Schneider killed. It was good to see him doing stand-up again. As a '90s kid, I'm not gonna say I didn't love Rob Schneider. And if you're watching this and you say you didn't like Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, you're lying. Even though it is a genuinely awful movie, but it's so good. Like I said, I think that a lot of the attention was brought on the main speakers. But if you were in the rooms, if you were on Media Row, I think there was a lot more unity than people would expect, especially amongst like the influencer crowd. We were all, everybody. I hate the word influencer so much, but there's no other term, so we're stuck with it. But we were all united in what we know needs to be done, and I'm okay with the fact if you disagree with me on 2 out of 10 things. Let's get the 8 that we agree with done. Just as on the left, if I agree with, Anna Kasparian on 2 things, I'll get those done with her, and then I'll go back to arguing about abortion and guns and taxes and healthcare. So I think that the smaller, the smaller influential people God, it's like Vicky here in soccer.
Yeah.
It's the people who the movers and shakers, they know what needs to be done, and so that was inspiring that we didn't lose people like that. But everyone was having a good time. I think you saw all the fans and all the attendees, they were loving it, and so I'm really happy that they were able to throw another huge event. And look, no event is going to be flawless, okay? So I'm sure there's people watching this. What about this? What about that? Well, that guy was there. Nothing is ever going to be flawless. So when you throw an event of that size, it's always it's organized chaos, and I think they do it better than anybody. So I can't wait for the Student Action Summit in June. Get your tickets now. I don't get anything for that. I just throw it out there.
But what
Go ahead, Vicky.
What I also found very, very inspiring and positive was how positive the ICE people and Homeland Security people were welcome. So they even had their own vendor there, and bulletproof truck. So that was so cool, talking actually with ICE people, and I even could get my badge. So I went there to one and said, hey, I'm actually collecting those things, so maybe you can give me one. And he really ripped it off and gave it to me. And I was like, yay, I got my badge. So that was literally so cool talking with those people, and they were so friendly, and they were so thankful for not being spit on, yelled at, and just understood, and that people actually could say thank you for keeping our borders safe and get those people out who don't belong here. And I think we should applaud ICE uh, for um, for every agent they have, and they do a very incredible job. And like I'm very happy that they were there, and I think they should be there every year. And I'm very, very thankful for their work,
Yeah,
especially here in Arizona.
I think they were doing like applications.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could even join. I asked, but I said, yeah, I'm sadly not American. And I said, yeah, maybe you can give me citizenship. So no, they can't do this. I even went to Homeland Security. They just looked at me like totally weird and said, okay, I'm going. I'm legal here.
Don't worry, Vicky. Vicky, I'll sponsor you.
Oh, that's interesting. We have to talk off camera then about that.
Well, I know you. You're not like a psych. Well, you might be a little nuts, but like, you know, whatever.
I'm not Nazi. I'm just German.
No, nuts.
Nuts.
Like
nuts.
a little crazy. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
People are just throwing that word around so much these, like
Kevin has left. Kevin has left the chat.
Come back, Kevin. It's okay.
No, it's
nuts. Yeah, it's
nuts.
your weird Long Island accent.
That's it. Well,
it's like
also, I have like no voice. Like, I don't know, maybe it was like the humidity, maybe like the lack of humidity or something. Like, I did my show today, and I mean, I have a pretty deep voice to begin with, but like, I heard myself, and I was like, "What the hell happened?" Like, what is that? I drank like 6 bottles of water, it didn't help at all.
Yeah. No, I mean, when there's a lot of people, it's loud. You're yelling to hear people. If there's music, because I imagine with all the people and the music and the excitement, you do kind of have to like raise your voice. And that happens to me now. If I go to karaoke one night, I like lose my voice. Like, all right. What happened? I used to sing in a band.
I need to see Angela at karaoke. I need that.
Oh yeah, I want to go too.
What's your go-to?
Ooh, well, I have a few, but one of them is Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's one of my favorite.
Good one.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite, like biggest go-to. Used to be Alanis. Like I love some Alanis. You Ought to Know. Yeah.
But that's very hard to sing.
I love Alanis Morissette because I think it is so funny when you find out who she wrote that album about.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, really? Uncle Joey from Full House got you that mad?
Uh-huh.
That man got you that angry? That guy? Really? Are you kidding me? But Dave Coulier. When somebody told me that, I was just like, there's no way. That can't be real. It can't be real.
It is funny. Wait, what are your karaoke songs go-tos?
Alcohol. Because without that, I ain't getting on that stage. I'll tell you that.
Fair. I was like, is that a song? There's alcohol in a lot of songs.
Yeah, I usually go with Paradise by the Dashboard Light, but
I don't know if I know that song. If I heard it,
Meatloaf. Are you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just because it's
sometimes
ridiculous.
I don't know the names of Meatloaf songs.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Really, anything that's ridiculous. Because the minute I start singing, people are like,
Meatloaf is a crowd pleaser, though. It's so theatrical, so it makes for like a really fun karaoke performance. I would imagine. So we need to make that happen.
I'm on my way.
Vicky.
So, first of all, 99 Luftballons or 99 Red Balloons. Yeah, that's Nena. That's standard. And then it's Don't Look Back in Anger from the Oasis.
Oasis, yep.
It's always a go-to. And then when I really want to be mean, then it's Football's Coming Home. But only when there are a lot of English listeners out there, because they don't like that. Because they never win.
Well, I love it. That it's official. We definitely have to do karaoke together because that sounds like a banger of a karaoke group going on.
Oh there.
Yeah. So that's got to happen.
Yeah, and everyone will pay us for stopping to sing, especially when I start. Like they pay me $100 just to shut up.
People are so hard on themselves with karaoke. It's like it's about, having fun and like it's not, but karaoke got taken
No,
to a
it's not.
whole new
It's not.
level.
Like it's literally so I lived a while close to Nashville, and all those karaoke singers, it's like they never got successful in Nashville actual singing
Yeah.
their own songs. So they're like super good, and then like you're thinking, okay, I'm not even going there. Like I'm not even thinking going on stage when I have to compete with those people. So now, and all you Americans, I don't know what you do, but you can all sing. Like I don't know what you're doing. It's always so beautiful. It's really good. You can, so that's what you can. You can sing. That's really good. Yeah, yeah. I have to admit that.
Well, I promise you it's not all Americans. But I also had that experience in New York because I, went from Florida to New York, and karaoke in New York, forget about it. Everyone's a Broadway, like musical theater. So yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm also embarrassed to do karaoke in New York, but
And that's why we do it in Florida.
they'll do it in Orlando. So Kevin,
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta
Oh,
come
yeah.
to Florida for karaoke.
Yeah.
No, when I go to Orlando, I go to Cowboys.
Uh-huh.
That is.
Do you ride the bull?
Oh yeah, I kill it at pool.
Okay, now you have to prove that.
We have to do that now, obviously.
Yeah.
And that is so much more my speed.
Speaking of riding the bull, was there any of that at Amfest? What other things did you guys look forward to other than like speakers, or what other kind of events and stuff? Art parties? Were there any highlights there? People that you?
Oh, there might have been a highlight at the James O'Keefe party.
I don't know. Was there?
I don't know. I got stalked by a midget.
By a midget.
Yeah, I think like a legal one. Like you get.
Is it actually politically correct to say that?
Well, you can't. Okay, you can't call a little person one, but you can call a short grown man one. Especially one that's an asshole. But giant. Well, I would call him a giant asshole, but he's actually a little asshole. But no, look, the James O'Keefe party was fun. Which it always is. James DJs, and he's very theatrical also, so he always puts on a good performance. And
I slept.
You gotta get your sleep.
Jet lag. I jet
But-
lag.
But no, there's Republicans for National Renewal throws a great party. I didn't get to make it to that one. There's
I think
pretty
the
much
infected one.
TikTok had a dinner. There's a lot. There's always something to do, and if there's not, most people just kick it in the lobbies and you hang out and you get to, you get to bullshit with people about current events, and if you're into politics and whatnot, there's no shortage of people who come from all over the place to just find out about. Look, I mean, I'm a New Yorker, so I think the world revolves around New York, but it turns out it doesn't. Because we're arrogant New Yorkers, so it's always interesting to find out.
And you say soccer.
And I say soccer, yeah.
Mhm.
But it's always interesting to find out how the rest of the country, like people are like, how do you live there?
Mhm.
Like I live in Florida, you can do pretty much anything. There's like 3 pages of rules. That's it. And I'm like, I know. And that's why all of our old people go there. But and our comedians. But it's it's just like I said, it really does turn into like a summer camp almost.
But we have alligators.
That's what he's most excited about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've already seen a gator in the lake outside of my apartment. So
We
one.
have two. We have two. And then we had those things falling from the trees because it was too cold. That was like literally like the event of my day.
Yeah. Any highlights for you, Vicky, that we haven't talked about, or was there anyone that you got to meet that you were particularly excited about?
Yeah, so I had the chance to interview the senator from Japan, from the fastest growing conservative party in Japan, Senator Yamanaka. And I interviewed her for Turning Point Frontlines. And it was super interesting because I'm kind of like a little manga anime nerd. So I always was interested in Japan, and then seeing Japan facing the same problems what we have with globalization and mass immigration. And you have to think Japan is a very traditional country, like even more traditional than the Germany. And then having this little island country open up, and they bring all those new ideas there. That's kind of insane, and it's kind of sad. But it was very interesting talking with him. So that was one of my highlights this weekend. And
Yeah,
seeing
absolutely.
Kevin for sure.
Always. Kevin's always a highlight. Did you know that you were going to be able to do that interview, or did it kind of just happen like on the fly? Did you already, was it?
No, it was
pop-up?
like it was kind of like a pop-up because I saw the senator at the booth from Steve Bannon's War Room, and Ben Berkram, he interviewed me about my new documentary, and then I was standing next to this Japanese man, and he asked me, "So I have an idea about mass immigration," and I said, "A little bit, yeah, a little bit." And then we came into a conversation, and then I said, "I want you on the show. I want to interview you." And then he said, "Yeah, let's do this." And then, yeah, we did. So that was
awesome.
cool. And what also was very great for me, I could bring this year two of my friends from Britain, Floss and Sarah, and to introduce like the actual Britain First or grassroots party, which was founded not so long ago in the United Kingdom, who are actually want to fulfill the promises what Nigel Farage promises, but never will really fulfill. So that was very great for me to see that they had a chance to get introduced into the American field of politics and the realm of turning point. So that was incredible to see. And like just seeing everyone again. Yeah, because you don't really see everyone over a year. You know, okay, on X you follow them and you see what they're doing, but actually sitting down and talking with them, that's always a wonderful thing to do. And even if I'm not that social, but I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, absolutely. What did your friends from the UK think of the whole?
They're a very positive surprise, and they really enjoyed it. And networking is one of the biggest thing what we can do right now, and fighting this whole globalist communistic takeover what is happening everywhere. So I think that's very good to have to reconnect and find people who are actually aligned on something, even when America would be the little traitor because you didn't like pay taxes on tea.
No, that is cool.
By the way, did you see what Boston Democrats did on the anniversary of the Boston Tea Party? They threw buckets of ice into Boston Harbor to protest ICE. They threw water into water, but it wasn't even ice. They took snow off the ground. And I'm like, wow.
That's innovative.
Sam Adams, guys. Sam Adams would be so proud of you calamitous idiots.
Yeah. But that did just remind me, the thing you said about ICE is really cool. In the spirit of like, the storytelling piece and getting to know like people and their experience and how things are affecting that, just to like talk to them as humans. And like, I can imagine, that was really neat because, obviously so many people are angry at them and attacking them, and a lot of, right, like they're just doing their jobs. So I think it's really cool that you got to hear more, and have that conversation about what their experience is like, and that they were able to, that sounds like a very cool conversation to have.
Yeah,
to hear
I really
their
enjoyed
perspective and what they're going through.
Yeah, and
sorry, go ahead, Vicky. Sorry.
No, and it's just making them actually human, which I think is very important because a lot of people just see the badge and just see the the position what they have, and that's their job and that's what they do. But there's always a person behind that badge. It's always with a personal story, with being maybe in a family or having like experiences which will not really, which were not so positive with immigration or with illegal. So it's very interesting, and I think everyone should take the time if they can just to talk, because we also have that with the soldiers. Like in America, you're so open and loving your veterans and your soldiers. So why can't you be that kind of appreciative also to the ICE people? Like they do an incredible job. They're not just doing it because they want to kick someone out. They're like literally there to serve the country and serve the American people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I feel like they all just get a bad rep, right? Kind of like police as well. It's just like, I mean, there can be bad cops or bad ICE agents or any like, and not even to call them bad, but people can, you know, make mistakes or maybe not do things in the most humane way sometimes. Like it can happen to kind of anyone, but to lump everyone all into one category and like all of them are bad and all police are bad, et cetera, like I think it's important to, like you said, get to know the humans and yeah, and not like see everyone the same and as the enemy. So Kevin, was there any highlights for you in terms of people that you were excited to see? I know you were probably excited to see a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was really friends, you know, that you see, that you only get to see at the conference. Chad Caden and David Pollock and Vicky. It's funny because like a lot of them, you don't find out they're going to be there. It's not like you text everybody ahead of time. Are you going this year? You know, a few people, but like it's fun just to be walking around and, you know, pop in and see. I ran into the Pasobic brothers and all the guys from Rav, who are, you know, we see at all these different things, and it's you know, I laugh all the time. I'm like, I'm more excited to see the influencers and the speakers because they're all my friends. So it's like influencer, but no, yeah, I think that's to me it's really the best part of the whole thing. You know, seeing O'Keefe and Pressler and all the boys again. So it's fun.
How was the Nicki Minaj appearance? Did you guys were you surprised or were there any whisperings of that? What rumors? How did it go?
I was on the plane and it like popped up on Fox and I was like, did not see that coming. But all I got to say is now that she has found the light, Nicki over Cardi, you know, so I think that was, I mean, to be fair, I think that was probably the case to begin with, but you know, it was, I try to welcome people in, you know, if they've found the light. I don't like to do, oh, you were anti-Trump then, you were against the movement. It's like, no, we have to be the big tent. And like it or not, Nicki Minaj has a gigantic following. And that goes for any actor or celebrity or musician or whatever. If suddenly, you know, Taylor Swift woke up and found out that she's engaged to a gay guy, like I think and then she wanted to be in the America First movement, I'd sing that awful song about the land and the sea and all that, and that Instagram reel that won't go away. But like, I think
you didn't want to learn the choreography.
Not a shit. I'll probably blow out a knee. But I think it's I like seeing people who are willing to go out on a limb. Even a guy like Rob Schneider, like who I've always been a fan. I've never been a real Nicki Minaj fan. I stopped listening to new music like 10 years ago. But you know, she gained nothing by coming there and could have lost everything. So I respect the fact that she was willing to stand up for it. And look, she's made enough money for the rest of her life. Doesn't matter anyway. She's like the definition of fuck you money. But it was interesting just to see her persona sitting there with Erica and just how they acted. So it was interesting to say the least. I had no idea what was going to happen. None at all.
For those of us who didn't see it, what did happen? So Nicki and Erica came on stage together and
they did like a Q&A about you know, about because she she thanked President Trump for standing up for the Christians in Nigeria who were being slaughtered by Boko Haram. But which, nobody talks about that. Suddenly the pro-Palestinian crowd has nothing to say. But it's she spoke out about that, and she got invited, and she said she admired the president and everything. And the three of us are just me, her, and Trump are just kids from Queens. No difference whatsoever. But it was it was Dre. She's right. It was bad because she could have lost her whole career. There's some people in the movement who I think do it to revitalize their career, and she's still in the middle of it. I mean, she's like 40. She used to be putting out albums for years, and to put that on the line, I think was a really big deal.
Yeah, it shows that we can get together and we can talk with each other. So I think it was a very good thing to do. And I didn't really see the speech because I was doing the interviews, but later on I listened to it, and I think what she said is solid and was interesting, and is really important that people understand and listen to such stuff. And yeah, so I don't know why so many people make a fuss about it, how crazy that is. And I think at one point, this is how we should do it. We have to be open, and especially when we are saying we are such good Christians and everything, then that should be the way to go, to be open and welcoming. That's what Jesus wants us to do, and that's what we learn in the Bible. So I think that was very good, and I'm thankful that she did it. And Kevin is totally right that
I wish more people would, but there's a clip of Patricia Heaton from Everybody Loves Raymond. She was on Dave Rubin a couple weeks ago, and she talks about how there's like a club in Hollywood of like secret conservatives that are like on a network show, and they're afraid to come out. And I'm like, that's so sad. That's so sad that like you can't work if you have differing views. I mean, that is so like McCarthy-esque Red Scare crap from the 50s, blacklisting people because of their views. Like, although I will say I do want to find out where that club is, because it's probably fucking awesome. Like, it's probably spectacular. I just want to know who's in it. Like Patricia.
Maybe you have to sing then they let you sing and act and stuff.
I'll get right on that. I'm sure NBC's calling for me to do a network show. I joke all the time that I need to happen to me what happened to Kevin James. I need Kevin James to die so I can take all of his roles, like he got all of Chris Farley's roles. But so that's what I need. But no, I actually know Kevin. He's very nice. But there is definitely a class of secret Republicans out there that it's only going to take one. It's only going to take one big name, like somebody really influential, to come out and do it. And I think more people would. And you saw that in 24, I think. I think you started to see a lot of celebrities come out, like outside of the country music world. Because you assume everybody in country music is Republican. They're from Texas and, Georgia. But, Hollywood's a little different. So it's, it was interesting to see. I was curious to see what kind of backlash she gets from this.
I was wondering that if I haven't seen anything yet, but I was curious I'm
also curious to see how active she gets, because it's like one thing to come out on Turning Point, but is she going to be like, she's from New York. Is she going to be out campaigning for Bruce Blakeman in New York? Like, how active is she going to get?
Right.
Because Nikki, if you're watching, I will set up the concert. We'll do it at Forest Hill Stadium. It'll be spectacular.
That's my favorite venue. I love Forest Hill Stadium so much.
It's so convenient. It's right off the train.
And there's not a bad seat in the house. It's super cool. And it's on old tennis courts. I think the US Open used to be there, right? I think that's what the tennis courts are, but.
No, that's Arthur Ashe Stadium.
But I wondered if it's I don't know, it used to be at Forest Hill Stadium, or I don't know, but they are tennis courts. But it's really cool. It's an outdoor venue, and literally every seat, the cheapest seat, you can see it's amazing.
Yeah, that's the West Side Tennis Club. The US Open is a little bit further north.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely ballsy to, to feel that strongly, passionately, to speak up when, you might face backlash, whatever is going to happen, and to care that much, to be willing to, be vocal about it when it's frowned upon, or, you might not get hired, or you might lose jobs, or I think it's really inspiring, and it's good modeling, right? Hopefully for other people.
Yeah.
They're going to come for her hard, Barton Bella is saying.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's also, she's like, I mean, there's her, there's Megan Thee Stallion, there's Cardi B. So do you shoot for the top? Are you like a younger rapper trying to like make your name? And do you think that's how you're going to do it? I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see if Nicki comes back. Or maybe she's done. Maybe, she's like, all right, I've made, 100 million, and what the hell else do I need? But I can be myself. So who really knows?
Yeah.
She has a steel spine. She'll be fine. And that even rhymes. You even rhymed it. Just like a singer, Barton Bella. Well, yeah. Any other behind this? And if anyone has questions about Amfest for Vicky or Kevin, now's your chance. Put them in the chat, and we will throw them out there. Any other surprises, funny moments, anything else behind the scenes that we didn't talk about yet? Overall, like, I guess I don't want to put words in your mouth, but overall, would you say that it was, because I think the point is to be sort of energizing, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys find that as an overall like takeaway feeling for after attending?
Yeah.
I thought it was. I mean, don't go, Vic.
It was like a breaking point, because a lot of people came with none expectations, and with a lot of expectations, because, like I said, it was the first time without Charlie. So it could go totally good, what I think it was. We had some problems here and then, but it still was a very successful event, or everyone would go home very disappointed. And I think the movement got stronger through that. And I think a lot of people will come back, and new people going to start, because they are very interested to continue the legacy of Charlie Kirk. So I think that it was a rebirth of Amfest in a different way, but in a positive way.
Oh, for sure. And I think that even though it's the end of the year, it really is like the start of the next election cycle, in so many ways, so I think that Amfest is a good kickoff. Then everybody goes home and does the holiday thing. And then look, January 1, we get our asses back in gear. We get ready to get to work. And, that's when all the consultants come back from their elaborate vacations that they get to go on because they overcharge campaigns. But we'll all be ready to go, I think. And save the house in 26. So I guess that I think it's more of a kickoff than an ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the timing of that, I guess, going into the new year, right, is like a good energy and a good message. So get people pumped up. Well, guys, I so appreciate it. This has been awesome. It's like I said, I've never attended, and I was really curious to hear, from you guys who were there and have been going for years. It sounds like you both are, what Kevin said, like once you go, you can't stop going. You can't not go. Sounds like you're going every year. Vicky, I hope you make it home safely soon. Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, I hope they don't gonna cancel that on me again. But
no, we won't.
I want to be home for Christmas, even it's in Florida with palm trees and no snow and no Christmas trees. We have a Christmas tree, but yeah,
the weather,
you know what I mean.
Is looking beautiful. Sorry, Kevin, if you want to, do earmuffs, that's up to you. But
well,
It's like beautiful right now.
I'm still waiting for my invite.
Well, we told you have to write the bowl and you have to sing karaoke. That's the like.
It's not a lot to ask, really.
Yeah, it's actually nothing.
You invite me down, and don't record me doing karaoke. And
we didn't say that.
But we can record the bowl, just not karaoke.
Yeah. You can choose between one or the other.
Yeah, you get. Yeah, exactly. We'll give you a choice. No, but I hope you do make it back safely and painlessly, stress-free tomorrow. Like I said, it's looking sunny and like 70s all week. So it's really lovely weather for the holiday. Did you want to shout out your documentary or anything? I know you talked about it a little bit, but anything else you want to let people know so that they can find you?
So first of all, thank you for letting me do that. And like I said, the documentary will be published over Turning Point USA Frontlines because we wanted to continue the very important work from Charlie. He was very outspoken about this topic in the last few months of his sadly very short life. And so that's why we said, okay, this is a very important topic for you, for the youth in the United States, but also worldwide. So this documentary will come out soon. And yeah, you can find me over on X at Vicky Richter USA. And I would be happy about a follow and check out my work. Maybe you like it.
Awesome. I love you, Vicky. You're awesome. I'm so happy that you were able to be here, even when you're like, I don't even know. You're jet lagged. You're like we're hours different time zones and all that jazz. And you're coming off of all these exciting things and no sleep. So, but it's so nice to have you here.
Thank you so much.
I haven't seen your face in a couple months since Moms for Liberty, which is also another awesome event where it was really nice to be able to connect with people in person, meet people, networking. Like I really enjoyed that. And it was fun for us to meet in person for the first time there. So that was cool.
It was really wonderful.
And now we're neighbors. So like there will be much
we still have to do our cocktail thing. What we are planning. Yeah.
I know. And the pool thing, although I'm like, it's a little colder, but still pretty warm. So all of that to look forward to very soon in the new year, I guess. Yeah. Kev, what you got going on this week? Sorry, Vicky, do you want to finish? Move to the What were you going to say?
I just wanted to say, because if Kevin is a little bit over the bad weather in New York, there's always a flight to Orlando, I guess.
I'll meet you at Cowboys.
Wonderful.
I love it. I love it. That's going to be fun. We'll have to document that. That'll be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Kev, I don't know if I'm going to see you. We'll have to talk about that on a side chat about what's going on next week. But maybe I'll see you. I hope I see you.
Let me know.
But other than that, what you got going on?
Nothing. I hope everybody has a great Christmas. Enjoy it. Leave your liberal sister-in-law alone and just enjoy the holidays with your family. That stuff's what matters. So eat too much, spend too much money, get too drunk, and have some fun. And we'll catch you guys. We'll catch you guys next year on Bold Voices, and it'll be a good time.
It is. We're going to keep having the conversations. Again, I mean, I think it's been really nice to see, right? We've had like people of all different perspectives, opinions, backgrounds, beliefs, whatever, having respectful, open conversations, open dialogue. We've been able to do it. And I just feel like we end up finding out that we have so much more in common than you might think. And that we should just really shift the focus there more in terms of bridging gaps and what's going to be productive and rooting for the country together and getting to a better place on all these things that are important to us commonly, right? That we all care about. And I hope to continue much more of that going forward. I will be doing live stream tomorrow also. So we'll have Bold Voices at our normal time, Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. I think we'll have Adam Coleman on tomorrow. We were going to talk about his article, but I think that got delayed. So I'll keep you posted tomorrow on the topics. But yeah, we're going to do Bold Voices also, another stream, since we have the holidays coming up later this week. Today was a little impromptu stream that I'm so happy to have Vicky and Kevin here. So yeah, if you guys are around, want to tune in tomorrow, Bold Voices, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. And other than that, follow these lovelies. They're the best. We're going to have so much more fun together, so much more to talk about in 2026. More collabs, more, in-person fun and love. But yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year to anyone who I don't see, before then. And I hope everyone has a beautiful, beautiful week. Vicky, Kevin, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So soon. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for being here.
See you
Thank
soon.
you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, this is Bold Voices. We'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'll keep you posted on the topics, but hopefully you can tune in and join. Merry Christmas. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the love and support. You rock. I really appreciate having you here, joining our chat, and yeah, we'll keep doing it. So thank you so much, guys. Have a great rest of your night.